اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. يروي الإمامان البخاري ومسلم كل في صحيحه عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. The hadith tonight is a collection of both Bukhari and Muslim narrated to us by Abu Hurairah. And the theme is understanding Eman. And I'm going to be talking about this for a couple of weeks, inshallah. And I'll cover a number of hadith, and hopefully at the end we'll be able to conclude a few important points about the concept of Eman. It's a complex idea. It's not something simple. I don't think it's even healthy to imagine that something as important and as central in our deen could just be a simple concept. The complexity of it, or the profoundness of it, is important to take note of. And this hadith is one of my favorites. It's a very nice one. You've known it. You've heard it before, and you'll enjoy, inshallah, hearing it today. Where he says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, قال لن ينجي أحدا منكم عمله. None of you will be saved. Yunji, najah is being salvation or being saved. Then yunjiya, meaning none of you will be saved by their deeds, by their actions, or by the whatever it is that they performed in their lives. فقالوا ولا أنت يا رسول الله. And they said, not even you, O Prophet of Allah. Good question, honestly. What about you? You're working day and night, and no one's doing remotely as close or as similar work as you are. Your deeds must be good enough to make it. So his answer, عليه الصلاة والسلام, قال ولا أنا, not even me, إلا أن يتغمدني الله برحمة, except if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala smothers me with compassion or with mercy. فسددوا وقاربوا واغدوا وروحوا وشيء من الدلجة القصد تبلغ. What he said, عليه الصلاة والسلام, at the end. He said, no, not even me, none of us will. None of us, because it's a simple concept. There's nothing that you can do that can benefit Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all. Nothing. You have nothing to offer him. It's a very difficult relationship to comprehend. We have nothing. There's nothing in our hands or our hearts or our minds or on our planet or anything in our possession that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala needs that we can offer him, that can level out the relationship a little bit, to say, all right, you give us this, we gave you this in return, so now things are semi-even. There's nothing. We have nothing to offer him at all. He gets nothing. Even if you pray, you continue to, as I narrated a few months ago, that on the Day of Judgment, even the best of people will, once they see Yawm al-Qiyamah, once they see everything, they will wish that they spent all of their lives being basically pulled with their face first on the ground for the sake of Allah, and they still wouldn't have done anything. I mean, they feel the gap, like the actual gap becomes tangible. They can actually measure it with their mind. Oh my gosh, like if I lived if every breathing moment I lived was dedicated to Allah subhanahu, it wouldn't be, I still would owe too much, because I actually see the reality of what they were given and what actually exists, and it becomes overwhelming. So we know that there's nothing we can offer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So to say that you can be saved or you'll find salvation through deeds is ludicrous. It makes no sense at all, because there's nothing you can offer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you can never pay back for the blessings you have. And there's another hadith that has less authenticity to it, where a man actually does say something like that as he's going in, ادخل برحمتي, enter with my mercy, and he says, no, with my deeds. He says, get out. Let's redo the measuring here. All right, the blessing of eyesight. You were able to see color and objects with your eyes for 365 days for 80 years. They did the math. Let's see how you can pay for this. And he starts adding and all of his good deeds are done within just the initial calculation of the blessing of eyesight. He brings in the ear, and he's like, okay, with your mercy. He's like, all right, my mercy, you can go in. Due to my compassion, or through my compassion, you're welcome. But your deeds, what do you mean? You can't ever. And that's assuming that the acts of worship somehow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is finding some benefit, but he's not. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. It doesn't make any sense. And that being the case, which is what he's trying to explain, alayhi salatu wasalam, that you can't make it through your deeds. So the question is, then what's the point of doing anything? No, you continue to do your best, but understand that it's not a mathematical calculation. It's not an equation where you do this much, you get, no, there's no such thing. What he's looking at subhanahu wa ta'ala is he's looking at your intentions, he's looking at your effort, he's looking where your heart is, he's looking at something different, because there's nothing you can do that can benefit him. So it's not, I brought in this much money to the account. There's nothing to bring. It's just, what were you doing? That's why he said, alayhi salam, فَسَدِّدُوا. سددوا, tasdeed is when you kick the ball into the goal, right? But سددوا means try to do it right. To the best. وقاربوا, bring it to the middle as much as possible. Like just keep on trying to get it straight, get it to where it needs to. وروحوا, and use the morning and use the evening. الغدو is in the morning and الرواح is in the evening. وشيء من الدلجة, sometimes you have to put in some of the effort at night when you want to sleep. القصد تبلغ, and just keep the balance, be moderate, keep your goal in your eyesight, and you'll make it. That's what he said, عليه. Just do your best, focus, try to stay right in the middle, keep on figuring things out, use the time that you have, the morning, the evening, sometimes at night, and just keep on moving forward and keep on trying, and you'll make it, inshallah. But there's no, you can't, there's no number of deeds that you can come bring Yawm al-Qiyamah and say, yeah, I deserve. No, deserve. That's a horrible word to be used with the relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it doesn't work. And that's the point of this hadith. يروي الإمامان البخاري ومسلم كل في صحيحه عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم لن ينجي أحدا منكم عمله قالوا ولا أنت يا رسول الله قال صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا أنا إلا أن يتغمدني الله برحمة فسددوا وقاربوا واغدوا وروحوا وشيء من الدلجة والقصد تبلغ. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم. سبحانك وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. إن شاء الله ذي حلقة